float all around us like sparks from a campfire. Every person who has ever lived has a few or more. And when a person expires, their stories stay here with me in the halfway house.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Don Rob from Don Rob Flicks. Today we're going to get into Elon and Trump, Joe Rogan and KASH Patel, and you remember that red Tesla? We're going to talk about how Trump's giving that thing away. And remember KJP, Karine, Jean-Pierre, or however the fuck you say her name? We're going to get into her and Jake Tapper and how they have a lot in common right now. And we're going to get into some other topics too, man, but those are the main ones that we're going to talk about right now. And my two takes on who I think you need to be listening to, giving an extra ear to, an extra eye to. You're trying to put some work out right now, man, and you got to give them a shot, all right? So you ready? Let's go.
He's here. Now broadcasting somewhere in Northern California.
Kick in the bowel, right to the belly of the beast.
Inside his command post. Somewhere in the brick and steel of a nondescript building. We have made contact with him. Don Rob from Don Rob Flicks.
What's up, everybody? Thank you and all the new subscribers. It means a lot. It really does. I mean, without you subscribers and without you, whoever's listening or watching right now, I wouldn't have shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have this podcast. So I just want to say thank you, and especially thank you to the ones that are just listening through audio right now, man, that aren't even, aren't even watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? You're on Spotify or iHeart or Pandora or, one of those, wherever you catch your favorite podcast, man. So I just want to say thank you for doing that, man. It means a lot, So, why don't we just jump right into it, man? Let's talk about, Elon and Trump. What the fuck is happening, man? This dude's crazy, man. He's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's off his rocker. It's obvious. It's a fact. Well, it's not allegedly. Motherfucker has a pill box that he travels around with with all these, you know what I'm saying? According to what the rumors are, to me, it seems like dude lost his brain, man, lost his mind. And back in my day, when I was growing up, man, in school, someone that's like him, we called him a retard. I guess you're not supposed to use that word anymore, so I'm not going to use that word. He has, what do you call it, Asperger's or something like that, man? I forget. Whatever he said on Saturday Night Live, man, he admitted that he's on the spectrum. But back when I was growing up, man, we didn't hear anything about a spectrum. You were just called a retard or you're not a retard. It's that simple. We're in a whole new time. It is what it is. I do think this shit's kind of funny too at the same time. It's a good, it's a good television show to me. I like it. I'm eating popcorn. I'm watching this shit, and it's not even bothering me at all. I think it's kind of funny personally. And the thing that I think is about to be really funny, and it's already happened as of yesterday, is all the fucking liberal outlets that are jocking on Elon right now and happy to talk about this. It's kind of funny because if you turn the clock back just 1 week, when Trump was giving him this key, and by the way, when we talk about this key, why don't we take a look at how Elon was acting at this time? Tell me this motherfucker is not keyed up on something. Look at this dude, man. First, let's zoom into his black eye, man. Look at that black eye right there. You see it? Now, let's speed up to his weird twitches and all the weird shit he does. The same shit that you see fiends doing. Look at this shit. Tell me this dude hasn't lost his mind, man. Now, here's what I think. This is what trips me out the most about, how he was dropping bombs on X, like saying Trump's, on the Epstein list and all that. Because when this was happening yesterday, I don't think a lot of people, or the day before, whenever it happened. Today's Friday. I'm filming this on Friday. And the reason I said I want to talk about Elon and Trump, and I tied in, with Joe Rogan and KASH Patel, because, it's real simple, man. Joe Rogan had a new episode come out. Guess who's on it? KASH Patel, Director Patel. This dude runs the FBI. He's the one that, talked about bringing out the, the whole Epstein list right away. So here's something I find kind of interesting that is a possibility here, man. I mean, look, Elon's been on Joe Rogan's podcast how many times? I think like 3, 4, 5 times. Remember back when he smoked that blunt that one time, a long time ago, and it was like a real big deal. He had one fucking puff and shit, one hit. I think I need to light up, man, because to me, this is my popcorn right here. I want to light up. Let's talk about this because here's what I think happened. I could be wrong. It's allegedly what I'm about to say. This is like a conspiracy. This is just, my take, my little theory on what's happening right now. But obviously, Elon don't like this big, beautiful bill that Trump has, and I get it, man. The dude went and did Doge and destroyed his name, destroyed his brand. I mean, if you buy a Tesla right now, my understanding is if you go buy one right now, you get doxxed. If you buy a Tesla right now, basically they'll say that you bought it after you knew Elon was a Nazi, even though I don't think the fucking dude is a Nazi. You know what I mean? I just think he's a troll. He's a retarded troll is what I think he is, and he's just happens to be one of the most wealthiest motherfuckers on planet Earth. So it pays to be a retard sometimes. They say that people that are on the spectrum, I mean, they got a superpower. I mean, clearly this dude has a superpower. I mean, he's able to do shit that I can't do, that most of you can't do. Not to say that we're not gifted or we can't make things happen, man. But I mean, come on, Elon Musk has got a lot done. A lot of people are like, oh, he didn't start Tesla. There was already cars. No, there was not cars, man. He was the fucking engineer. Dude was the engineer that created that first Tesla. He bought basically a shell company that had a name on it and they had an idea, but nothing was developed. He was the lead engineer, is my understanding. So there was no car yet. I do find that interesting. I mean, the dude created rockets that, arms that could catch his rockets and shit. I mean, no one's doing it but him. But, I've never really been a fan. I never even liked Tesla. I've never liked these EV cars, man. I think you should be able to gas up. I mean, I don't want to end up in the hood trying to charge my car for an hour, you know what I mean? Or even 20 minutes. I mean, man, there's been times in broad daylight where I'm in Oakland, I'm gassing up for 5 minutes and motherfuckers try to break into my shit while I'm pumping the gas. I see them driving by on the other side of my car with their hand up in the air trying to open my fucking door so they could jack me while I'm pumping my gas at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, man, for me, like that goes through my mind, man. And I just think, what if I'm at a fucking charging station in the middle of fucking nowhere because I travel so much and I'm charging up for a half hour? You know what I mean? That's just, man. Look, I've never wanted to be a target, man, my whole fucking life, man. I've always kind of been a little bit paranoid. And they say, the paranoid survive, man. And so part of my paranoia is I don't need a Tesla until it's like a true hybrid to where, I could basically hit a button and drive gas for 400 miles or 500 miles and then hit another button and go to electric real quick, and get myself 300-400 miles. Or if I could drive around with my own little battery pack, a supercharger where I could charge it in 5 minutes. I don't want one of those motherfuckers, man. I mean, I got e-bikes and shit. I got like 3 different e-bikes for fun, but man, I ain't using that shit to like travel to LA and back and shit. There's no fucking way I would do that, man. Man, have you ever been caught up in these gas stations, man? Man, there's a lot of shit happening in gas stations, man. And you know what? It's going to start happening at charging stations, man. California, we got a lot of charging stations out here, man. We got more than any other part of the country. I mean, it's like gas stations out here, man. It's crazy. So they're going to start being targets. There'll be a day it's targeted. I mean, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm cool with EVs, man. I've never liked them. I've never wanted one. I've never been down with them. Man, I wouldn't even buy a penny I wouldn't even put $5 in stock into that fucking company because I'm just not into it, man. I'm not into companies that have to be subsidized by governments so they can keep their companies going, man. A lot of people don't realize, but Elon Musk got billions of dollars. He got tax credits. Every person that bought one got a tax credit. And most of the people that bought these Teslas, man, they had money, man. They had money. Next thing you know, they're in the fucking fast lane flying right past you when you're stuck in traffic in the Bay. And these motherfuckers are flying by you thinking they're cool and shit. I think it's funny that California is now taxing them for the mileage that they drive because their tires do tear up the roads. I don't know if everybody realized that or not, but they fuck the roads up, man, those tires. And they blow through their tires quick too, man, like twice as quick as a normal car. So, man, I'm down with gas. I'm sticking with gas. I drive a truck. Man, fuck that shit. You can't tow nothing. You're not going to tow a boat or a trailer or anything like that in these EVs, man. I mean, I think you can, but you can only go like 100 miles or 150 miles, man. I mean, most people that tow a boat or a trailer, aren't you going further than 100 miles, man? I mean, isn't there like a chance that you're going to go deep in the middle of nowhere for 2-3 hours? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not ready, man. It reminds me of when the microwave first came out. Motherfuckers were cooking turkeys in the microwave the very first year microwaves came out. That's how old I am. I remember that shit. I was a little tiny kid, but it seemed like that first opening year of fucking of microwaves. I don't know how many people cooked turkeys in it, but I remember like 2 or 3 that I knew of that attempted to cook turkeys in that shit, and that shit was hilarious, man. To see these fucking idiots cooking turkeys in their microwave, man. But I remember that as a kid, man. I really do, and that shit was hilarious to me. And that's what electric cars remind me of right now. We're just not there yet, man. We're not there. I mean, you know, we are, but we aren't. You know, we're not 100% there for EV cars, man. It just is what it is. We don't even got the infrastructure for it, man. A lot of people don't even realize. I mean, I hope you do. If you don't by now, man, you're not that smart. You know, do you realize how they get the electricity for all the EV cars? It's the same way we get every other part of electricity, man. This shit is not coming from solar and wind, man. This shit is coming from petroleum and coal and every other way we get it. Don't fool yourself, man. I remember about 2 years ago, I was telling someone that. I was like, man, do you know where that power comes from? And I said what I just said to you. And man, they thought I was lying. And they're like, man, you're crazy, man. No, they didn't even think about it. It didn't even click in their head. Like, where does this power come from? It's all just as bad, man. If anything, you're blowing through more tires. If anything, you got a battery that's hard to put out. You know, and another thing, you got a battery where actual slaves had to work to help make that battery. Real live slaves. Keep that in mind too, man. Yeah, slaves are real still, man. It's bigger industry than ever now, man. I mean, China alone. They got fucking like 6 million slaves over there, man, going at it, working. You know what I'm saying? Making all the little shit that everybody wants so bad at such a cheap price. They got slaves making that shit for you. People that were Christians or people that were gay. Just crazy shit, man. And motherfuckers keep wanting Chinese goods, man. It's pitiful. But look, let's jump back to what I was getting at because I'm falling back off topic. So I'm watching Joe Rogan, right? I'm on the plane flying back from Spokane, Washington. You know, this week I was out in Spokane. I flew out to Eastern Washington, and then I drove down into Eastern Oregon, and it's been a long week, man. But the whole point is I was watching Joe Rogan. KASH Patel's on there, and I'm watching it. And about an hour into it, well, look, this is what happened live as they're filming it.
I want my agents on mission. I don't need them briefing me. I can call them. I can talk to them later. And so it's just stuff like that.
Since we were talking about fake news, this is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat, Joe. You want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation between Elon and
Have a
Trump.
nice day, DJD. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
Yeah. Listen,
Well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
yeah, they told him to leave.
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy thing to say. How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump-Elon thing. That's way outside my lane.
What the fuck are they doing?
I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't. I mean, I understand he owns Twitter. I think it's bad for your mental health. I think posting things public all day and arguing with people all day is bad for you.
Well, you raise a great point. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Half of what we have to respond to is the click army on social media.
Right.
Right.
And 50% of that plus is bots.
50% of that plus is bots, but let's take the other 50% of that. It's just constantly pushing out information to sell T-shirts or subscriptions or whatever, listen to my show. And then people are like, hey, FBI, why aren't you looking at this thing in Oklahoma? And I'm like, because it's fake. I don't have time for that. And
Right.
and so to your point on like social media does have a great use in terms of me. And so the reason Dan and I don't do a lot of media is because we're the FBI.
See him? He's like, you see this fool? Well, he's not a fool, man. I actually respect KASH Patel. I believe him.
Like, let our work
To a
speak for
certain
itself.
degree.
Right.
But we have to find the right balance of going to do media and posting on social media the things we're doing.
I think he dove into this position and his eyes are bright. They're wide open. I mean, a little, he has a little funny style eye, but that's not what I'm getting at. His eyes are wide open. He's like, damn, this shit's deep, and damn, I can't find everything. That's what I think, man. I do. I think him and Dan Bongino, I don't even want to give you my full take on that one because, I mean, there's some weird shit going on. But here's what I think happened, man, with this whole Joe Rogan and KASH Patel thing. I think Elon knew KASH Patel was going to be here. And look when he dropped it. He dropped it while KASH Patel was filming with Joe Rogan. People didn't know this a day or two ago. No one knew it. When that tweet, I'm going to call it a tweet, not an X. When that tweet came out, no one knew. I didn't know. Did you know that KASH Patel, the director of the FBI, that said he would drop the Epstein files on like his opening week or whatever, that he would be on Joe Rogan and it would be airing today on Friday? I didn't know that. I think Elon knew it. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think him and Joe Rogan possibly, look, I don't know for a fact. Allegedly, I think they were in cahoots on this, hoping that it would rush getting out that Epstein list. And you know what else, man? If Trump was on that shit, you don't think the Democrats would have used that shit against him? I mean, they tried to kill him. Well, I don't know if they tried to kill him, but someone tried to kill him. You know what I'm saying? They tried, motherfuckers tried to give him like 300 years in prison on top of shooting his fucking ear, trying to blow his brains out, man. These people are crazy. So trust me, they would have used that shit against him if that shit was real. Hey, if I'm wrong, bookmark me right now, bookmark this episode. And if I'm wrong, I'll call myself out. I'll be like, man, I was an idiot. I was stupid. I will be the first to, straight up call myself out. But my gut instincts tell me that I'm right on a lot of these things right here. I just find it real coincidental that KASH Patel's on this interview, and in the middle of it, like an hour and 20 minutes into it, Joe Rogan always does 2 to 3 hour podcast. About an hour and 20 minutes into it, his little producer boy Jamie says, let's repeat it. Little producer boy Jamie right here says this as they're talking.
So we were talking about fake news. This is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat, Joe. You want to check the tweet that Elon just put out
and look
a little
at
bit ago?
Cash's face.
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files.
Joe Rogan don't look as surprised, but I will say this. I don't think they're in cahoots, him and Elon, but I think someone told Elon KASH Patel's there or was going to be there. It's just too coincidental, man. I mean, it's obvious that Joe's not down with what Elon's doing because of this right here. What he says.
DJD. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
Yeah. Listen,
Well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
I mean,
Yeah,
none of us
leave.
should be down with
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy-
Bottom line is this, man. The whole world's watching this, you guys. The whole world. And when I say the whole world, I'm talking about the leaders of countries like Russia, China, Iran. I mean, we could just keep going. North Korea. We don't want this. We don't want this, man. You don't want this for any president. We don't. I mean, because it affects all of us. It affects us. You know what I'm saying? So, I think Elon's just, he's like a little bitch. He's a little crybaby. I mean, it's obvious. He's the troll king. I mean, the motherfucker loves to troll everybody. He's ridiculous about it. I mean, you remember when he's like, I am meme. I mean, come on, man. Look, he should be like, I am retarded. I mean, I've never liked Elon Musk, man. And I want to go back to the White House. I want to go back to when he's in the Oval Office the last time again. I know I just made you guys watch it, but watch it one more time. You tell me that he's not acting a little bit funny style. I mean, come on. That's not funny style to you, man? Dude's on something, man. Allegedly. It's important to use that word, man. Allegedly. I'm not, I mean, that motherfucker will sue me quick. And I won't be able to fight it. I won't be able to fight him. But I should be able to give my opinion. That's my opinion on Elon Musk, and I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't even have an X account. I might, but I never been on there. I had a Twitter account years ago. And it's not that I'm an X hater or a Twitter hater. I mean, you guys already know, my swing on shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, obviously, I'm not this. I'm not a Democrat. I'll just tell you. I'm not a Republican either.
Because the things that they were saying, the things that they were accusing the left of,
dude, man.
the things that they were accusing legacy media of, whether it's true or not, they look right.
I'm like Steven. I don't care what you do, man. Like I've said before, you could fuck a sheep. You just don't need to do it in front of me. Or don't tell me I need to fuck a sheep. It's that simple. And I want government smaller. I want everybody to get along, man. We're all in the same we're in the same spot. Every one of us, man. I mean, anyone that works is paying their taxes, getting ripped off. Anyone that buys gas for their car, overpaying for their gas, getting ripped off. But that's another thing, man. No one's talking about how gas prices are down right now or how egg prices, they're pretty much back to normal, aren't they? Kind of funny, isn't it? I mean, just a month ago, I had I even had friends, man. I had homies texting me like, why is eggs so expensive? I mean, dude, they were blowing my phone up. I mean, just talking shit like literally 3 weeks into Trump being president, saying why are eggs so expensive? That shit's just funny to me, man. I mean, think about just think about it for a minute. Think about how that sounds, man. I mean, so now it's been over 100 days. Egg prices are down. Gas prices are coming down. Energy prices are down. I think the border crossings at like almost nothing. I think death, people dying from fentanyl, those numbers are down big right now. And I don't think these numbers are being fudged or played with. I just think that, you got to be kind of a dummy if you don't realize that, the shakedown of the border isn't stopping something. You know what I'm saying? But that's again, I'm getting off topic here, man. This whole Joe Rogan thing and the timing of it, I found it kind of interesting, and it tripped me out, man. I'm not gonna lie, because as I'm watching this, the first thing that popped through my head, I started like envisioning this, Elon being on Joe's show so many times, and Joe Rogan always talking good about Elon, like he's just jocks him, bro. Like, he wishes that he could fuck him or something. I don't know. But I shouldn't say that, man. Because I actually, man, I watch a lot of the Joe Rogan podcasts. I ain't going to lie to you, man. I don't watch a lot of those other dudes that we've all heard about. But I've always watched. I mean, Joe Rogan's been doing his shit for like a decade. Other than him, I think before him, I was watching Tom Green. You guys remember Tom Green? That motherfucker's funny, man. He could rap. He's from Canada. You
gotta set it off. You gotta set it off. Check.
He was on MTV when I was younger, man.
So what you wanna do? What you gonna wanna say? When I bust a rap in an old school way, I rock it from the break of dawn to the break of day. Don't come a knocking if you don't wanna play, or if you wanna play, you may get wet. I heard your wiki whack track playing on cassette. So microphone mic check. You haven't heard me yet? You better hit the deck. I'm coming around the mountain with a red Corvette, and I'm coming at you live on your television set. There's nothing that I want that I don't got yet. There's no way to take it if you never make a bet. So exhibit, grab the mic, let me hear you rock some shit, doing what you like, and check it.
Shotgun fanatic, we right back at it. You get mopped and dropped like a filthy habit. X natural gabber, got you hoping I fail. If I fail, you be happy like a faggot in jail. I'm full retail, guaranteed to jail. And my jet by McLaren with my mademoiselle. I'm strong, arm steady, you fragile and frail. You think you're ready for these steady hitters? I can't tell. Sex sells, so fuck you all. Came in a bubble of ball and getting shut down. Soon as I touch down, bust rounds, enemy slayed and cut down. Fully automatic, spitting rounds house with no sound. Break down your whole regime with my homie Tom Green in the black limousine.
But I don't got change, I do a lot of that shit, but I lay no claims. I'm thinking for the wealth, I'm thinking for fame. My baby ain't that shit, just wanted the same. Yo, I waltz in the room, people know my name. Abide by the rules and I feel no pain. And if you get lippy, I can use refrain. I'll break you like a freaking bone or a link in a chain. I got a lot of people nervous, I'm taking the blame. I drop another fucking bomb on Saddam Hussein. I don't smoke shit laced with cocaine. And if you're not careful, you get the wrong grain. I never meant to take the Lord's name in vain, but oh my God, that shit was strange. And now my head's
You're an MC at heart, man.
Yo, yes.
You ready, man?
Yes,
You
I am.
ready, boy? You ready for the stage?
I just, I enjoy rapping. I've been doing it since the 60s.
But he was the first person I ever seen do a podcast. He did it before it was even called a podcast. He called it Webovision or something like that. And you would have to go to tomgreen.com to watch him. And he had his whole house like a real fucking studio, like he was on Tonight Show or something. I mean, he had the heavy duty cables, everything. You know, it was before the technology is as basic as it is now, and you don't need much. It's pretty simple, to syndicate yourself. It's pretty simple to do, real simple syndication. That's what this is, real simple syndication. And what that allows you to do is dump it here on YouTube. It allows you to dump it on all platforms: Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Deezer. I mean, we could just keep going, man. I mean, every one of them, it dumps all at one time. I mean, it's real simple syndication. So it wasn't like this before. If it was, trust me, I would have been doing this shit, even though I could have been doing it, for the last 5 or 6 years, I guess, like some other people. But right now I'm talking 20 years ago, 15 years ago, but mostly 20 years ago, or at least 15 years ago. Because trust me, look, we were over here doing this shit, Sick TV.
Hey, look, this crazy motherfucker.
This is all like right when the birth of YouTube took place.
Fuck your demo, nigga.
Follow your dreams.
Cut that nigga out.
TV.
You know what fucked it up? You know what slowed it all down? I'm not going to say no names, but the owner of the page, I'm not talking shit. He knows I'm not talking shit because he gets mad at himself about it. I mean, because we were all having a good time doing this shit, man. I mean, we were coming up with a lot of ideas. We were about to do like these we were going to call them like I forget, man. It was going to be like, hood news, like a ghetto news and shit. To where, we cut over to someone that's in the streets, and some shit's going down in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And then you cut over to the weather, and then when you're talking about the weather, I mean, had it all. I remember talking about all this, man, about how when we cut over to the weather person, we need to mention it's raining tonight, so it's a good time to go out, you could break into the cars. It'd be a lot easier because, make sure you're doing it underneath in the apartment complexes where they have the aluminum overhangs over the cars, because that makes a lot of noise, so you can ice the windows. It was just gonna be kind of funny, man, but where you're dropping like hood game and shit, and we never really got to get around to all that, man. We were doing all a lot of skits and things like that, and we were building the concept. I mean, we had everything, man. It was, not only did we have the studios going with the video studio, and mostly obviously the audio studio for all the guys dropping albums and shit, but within that studio we had the ability to have what everybody would call nowadays a modern day podcast. And it really was our vision, man, for to have a few different talk shows and funny comedy skits going along with funny commercials, and just hood news and just all kinds of shit, man. And we were developing all that, man. But here's what happened: we got locked out of the YouTube page, And this was like, if you go back in time and look, I mean, YouTube was only, I think, like 2 years old at this time, man, 2 or 3 years old. So, I mean, we were at the, infancy stage of that shit. And yeah, we got locked out, man, because the person that runs the page decided one day they wanted to make sure no one could log in. So every time you log in, that person would get a text on their phone with a brand new password, and you would have like minutes to get in so you can upload the new shit. Long story short, that person went through so many different phones, and we lost the password. And back then, man, it wasn't not easy. It still isn't easy to get a hold of Google and YouTube to get back into your shit if you lose your password and your emails and all that shit. So if you look, man, you can see when it happened. I mean, look, that's the date right there. Whenever, the last video that was uploaded, like literally a week later, I mean, we were locked out. But I'll be right back. Hold on, I gotta take a quick break. I gotta do something real fast, and I'll be right back. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Don Rob over here at Don Rob Flicks Take Podcast. I just wanted to remind you that, don't forget, we're being sponsored by these guys right here. So make sure you go over there, take a look at it. It's sicktv.com by Brother Lynch Hung. That's SICCTEEVEE.com. sicktv.com. Go there, take a look at it. Basically, it's a hood version of Netflix is really what it is. And there's also a merch store. Get some shit over there. So go take a look. Let's get back to the podcast. Bad cottonmouth right now. So my bad. And I'm doing this all by myself. I had to get rid of producer D last week. And I'm still doing it by myself. And I'm cool with that, though, because it should be streamlined a lot better with me doing it by myself, man. So it's all good. It works out perfect like that. I mean, not perfect like that's how I want it, you know what I mean, where I work alone, but I kind of only work good with people if they're the homies. I mean, it needs to be someone I've known for a long time that I could trust and I feel like I could talk to and be myself with, man. And because sometimes, I get, short-tempered and shit. And it's not that I'm like, yelling at people. I don't do any of that kind of shit at all, man. It's just, it's really hard for me to hide my expressions. That's the problem. And people pick up on it really quick. And some people take it the wrong way. But I never, mean it the wrong way, But, it is what it is. I'm not going to say those words anymore where it is what it is. But hold on, let me get my lighter. This is the problem working alone and not having everything set up. Obviously I'm not at the table right now. I changed it up a little just to change it up, just to, do something a little bit different. And so, yeah, man, that's this whole Elon Trump thing. I mean, Elon's already trying to call Trump and see if he could talk to him on the phone. And I mean, look, this is what Trump's saying.
What's your view on Elon Musk as of today? I mean, have you heard from him at all?
Honestly, I've been so busy working on China, working on Russia, working on Iran, working on so many. I'm not thinking about Elon.
On the China.
I just wish him well.
Did you have any concerns about his drug use when he was working?
Personally, I think
I don't want to comment on his. I don't know what his status is.
This dude turned on him, man. We've all had an acquaintance. Can't say homie or a friend because it means if they did this, they were never really your homie or your friend. So
frankly,
we've all had an acquaintance.
You said earlier today that Mr. Musk had a problem. What did you mean by that? And did you misjudge him?
I don't want to talk about problems. I think that
it's a dumb phone. Burns bridges.
I think the United States had problems. And if you look at the numbers today, the numbers were unbelievable.
This motherfucker blew up
incredible. The numbers that came up.
It's a trip. There is some people out there though, like this dude here from PBD Podcast. He's hoping that Trump and Elon are trolling everybody right now.
It's a sitting president of the United States.
Is there any way? Is there any way, just to be devil's advocate and flip it? Is there any way, guys, Brandon? I want to know honestly that this could be a fake, coordinated fight. Like, remember, to distract everybody from something bigger that's happened. Remember, this be something.
Vinny, I appreciate the question. I appreciate the question.
Because it looks.
If there's one tweet, okay, cool. they're going back and forth, and Elon is not stopping. You know, one joke, ha ha ha. Two jokes, 10 jokes.
I'm just saying, could they
they're coming for his throat, bro.
I'm with that other dude where he's like, come on, man. He's, you know, he keeps tweeting it and shit. I mean, Elon's off his rocker, you guys. I mean, if you look at like ketamine, right? If you look at what ketamine, you know, does to some people, to a lot of people, if you're doing it too much, and I don't know if he's doing it at all. I mean, allegedly, if he's doing ketamine and shit like that and mixing it with some other shit, and you know, so what if this whole New York Times thing is real? Even though I don't trust the New York Times at all, man. I don't even trust the New York Times as a newspaper to help me start a fire if I'm camping. I don't even think it'll light a log. You know what I'm saying? So I don't trust the New York Times at all. But you know, I do think Elon's fucked around with some shit, though. I do. I think he's fucked around with some shit. No big deal. Who gives a fuck? But he was close to he was close in the White House, right? And calling a lot of shots and cutting a lot of shit. So, I mean, if he was over there doing ketamine and shit like that, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They need to go back and relook at everything he did then, man. Everything. This fool's like, look, remember, I mean, always wore his black on black, you know what I'm saying? This fool, I think he might have been trolling from the gate, man. This may have been his master plan to buy his way in because, you know, he's so rich. He spent $268 billion. I don't know if everybody knows that, but almost $270 billion. But, you know, don't think that's the most, you know, a tech person has ever spent, because my understanding, allegedly, I don't even think it's allegedly, but we're going to call it allegedly just to be safe, because he doesn't live far from where I am, or his business isn't far from where I am. And I'm sure he would, if any way he heard it, you know, he might come after me. But my understanding, Mark Zuckerberg allegedly spent over $500 billion in 2020. So I think it's been reported, man. Let's look. I mean, I'm going to do this myself after I film, but let's see if I'm right. Was I right? I was right. Or, nope, I wasn't right. Damn. But I think I was right. So, and that George Soros guy, and I mean, but you know, I'm not going to get into all that. I don't even care about all that shit. I mean, I think both sides are a little shady. You know what I mean? I've always said that. I always think that. Both sides to me are real shady. Personally, that's what I think. And speaking of shady, let's get into the next part, man.
Hi, I'm Karine Jean-Pierre, and I am the author of a new book that's coming out this fall called Independent. It's coming out on October 21st, so please do grab it. And the reason I wrote this book, coming out of the White House, you know, serving as White House press secretary was an honor and a privilege. But since I have left, the people that come up to me, strangers that come up to me just across the country as I'm traveling, and sometimes right in my neighborhood, at a grocery store, supermarket, airport, my daughter's school, like, you know, the number one question they ask me is, Karine, how do we get out of this?
She acts like she wasn't the one that really kind of never answered
questions. How do we protect vulnerable communities among us? What do we do next? Because we don't have answers here. That's what they ask me. And this is my answer. And what I mean by that is, in an era of misinformation, disinformation...
And this girl kissed Biden's ass, acted like he was a perfect, smart guy with no problems. She acted like he was a healthy, you know, she acted like he was a 50-year-old guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he could go out and ride bikes and he's mentally fit. And she held it. She protected him as a press secretary. She did her job, I guess. You could look at it that way. But, you know, here's my thing. She was working for the people. She was working for us. And she gaslit us the whole time, man. This girl gaslit us worse than the goofy redheaded girl.
Circle back, I hate to disappoint you. Circle back, that's an excellent question. Circle back, I hate to disappoint you, but we will venture to circle back with all of you. Think cocaine or not anything? This is such a good question. I have not
really noticed it, but I remember when, there was a time in my life where, I realized a lot of them redhead girls had, nice asses, and they were always horny, man. They were freaks. Now I'm getting off topic. My bad. It's because I've been gone all week, man, working and shit, so. I was working, and, my girl, she's out of town right now, so, man, it's been, it's been a week, man. But, yeah, so, check this out. This girl, come on, man. Do you believe her? She was ridiculous, man. The whole time she was Biden's press secretary, she was ridiculous, dude. You guys, she was ridiculous, man. Her and the redhead, they should have their own little show together, man. I know the redhead already has her own little show, but I forget her name. I shouldn't be calling her the redhead and saying all that shit, but I forget her name, but that's her name. Now I'm gonna edit it afterwards. That's her name. I still don't know it, but KJP or whatever her name is. She, I didn't like her, and especially because of this shit.
I will be there with you. I will move forward with you. And that is, I think, so important. This book, Independent, it's about looking outside of boxes, not just always being in a partisan stance. And how do we move forward together in a compassionate way, in a way that really, truly cares about people? October 21st.
This makes me not like her even more. She thinks it's cool to be like, I'm going to be an independent. I'm an independent now. I'm my own person. I'm doing what I always wanted to do, and blah, man, come on. She's just as bad as this guy, Jake Tapper. By the way, his book is flopped. This book that he put out after interviewing 200 stupid Democrats that just realized that Biden, was incompetent and not fit for the position. Look, to me, they jacked Kamala out of her position. I think Kamala, they should have invoked the 25th Amendment on Biden, like probably about a year and a half in, 2 years tops. That should have been put on him, and then Kamala would have been president. And she would have had an opportunity to have 2 years of presidency, and then she could really run as a president. That's what should have happened, and I bet you that was the plan. And he decided he wanted to keep running because he wanted to save his son and make sure that his son doesn't go to prison and that he could pardon him and all the other fucking people he pardoned in the very end. Who knows? But I think Kamala was jacked out of a presidency. I think she was supposed to be thrown in because I think Biden possibly had cancer for a long time. He hasn't been tested for his prostate cancer, they say, since 2014. I know that his fake doctor, this dude here, is about to be questioned, and he was just subpoenaed or something for Congress to interrogate him. And if you lie under oath with Congress, you're going down. So the rumor is he might not have been testing Biden since 2014. Think about that for a minute. Every guy goes through a lot of prostate, they go through a lot of prostate screening because it's a common, cancer for us men. It's common, and it's most of the time it is treatable, and they can save you. A lot of times, older men, they get it and they just live with it for the rest of their life, and they're able to keep it, under wraps and still live out their life to be like 86 or whatever, but and then some guys, unfortunately, it hits them hard, man, and they die. But it is more common for you to live than to die, And to be, you know, I thought it was stage 4, man. I didn't realize it was stage 5 when he told all of us. Stage 5 means you're done, you're dead, you're dying. For sure, you're done. But we all know it's for sure and it's terminal. But the whole point is, why wasn't he getting tested? I mean, he was the president of the United States, man. The best medical care. I mean, as he's on Air Force One, he has a hospital with him. When he's in the White House, there's a hospital there for him. I mean, everywhere he went, there was a doctor and a hospital for him. So why wasn't he getting screened for prostate cancer? Could it be because he already knew he had it? That's what I think. I mean, look,
I just lived up the road.
There?
I just, in an apartment complex, we moved to Delaware. And just up the road, the little school I went to, Holy Rosary Grade School. And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? They had to put on their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I had so damn many other people I grew up having cancer, and why can't for the longest time Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation. But that's the past.
I mean, some people say he was just, some people say he was just talking about, some skin cancer he had earlier. Now, I think there's a possibility he was talking about his prostate cancer that he knew he had. But I think there came a point where he needed to stay as president because his son was going down. Hunter Biden was going down, you guys. That motherfucker was going down. I mean, look, crackhead Biden, crackhead Hunter. Look, we all have a friend or something. I mean, or maybe you don't. I've known people, where they fell off like this. And I'll tell you what, man, those people, I don't want them around our top secrets in the fucking country. I don't want them around my little tiny secrets within my little life. So that's why he's stuck around, man. He's stuck around for his son. That's his only son living still. His wife, his other son, his daughter, they all died, man. They all died on him. All he had left in life of who was his, children and just, his bloodline was Hunter. So I get it, man. I mean, he had to protect him to the end. I still didn't like him as a president and all that, but I get it. As a father, I get it. I get it. How can you hate on him for it? If anything, it makes you kind of look at him a little bit different, in a different way, even though it's pretty fucking selfish because he did a lot of shit to our country that possibly could have hurt us, or he did a lot of shit that won't hurt us. I don't know. I don't want to turn this into a political debate, but this girl and Jake Tapper, here's where they're both the same. They're both grifters. It's all for the money. They're full of shit. They fed it. They were just as bad as Joe Biden. They were all part of it, man. They were all in cahoots. I mean, look, when Jake was yelling at, what's her name here? I mean,
okay. Right before the 2020 election, Laura Trump, President Trump's daughter-in-law, did an interview with Jake Tapper. And watch how indignant he gets at the mere suggestion that Joe Biden has suffered mental decline. Please roll 109.
Every time he comes on stage or they turn to him, I'm like, Joe, can you get it out? Let's get the words out, Joe. You kind of feel bad for him.
How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
You have
to watch somebody on stage search for
it's so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
Well, when you're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were
stuttering,
mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline. I would think that somebody in the Trump family would be more sensitive to people who do not have medical licenses diagnosing politicians from afar. Plenty of people have diagnosed your father from afar, and I'm sure it offends you. Your father-in-law from afar. I'm sure it offends you. You don't have any standing to say.
I'm not diagnosing him. What I'm saying, Jake,
you just talked
is
about
that
a cognitive decline.
that Joe Biden
I have
is
one last
struggling
question for you, Laura. You can't.
times on stage, and it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely
you,
feel
Laura
sorry
Trump.
for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it.
And remember, I showed you a clip where, he was apologizing right here.
What I know now,
Where he admitted he apologized.
obviously, I feel tremendous humility about my coverage, that Laura Trump interview, for example, et cetera.
We'll get to
She
that.
saw some. I did ask Joe Biden to be transparent about his health records in an interview in 2020. I did ask him about the fact that voters
But then he wasn't.
thought that he was not transparent at all. No.
He promised you that
no.
he would be transparent about his health records, and then he wasn't. And when you sat with him again,
at all.
including 1 month after the Jackie Walorski thing, you didn't ask him about it. You didn't follow up on the fact that he was falling up the stairs, that he was losing his train of thought regularly, that he was slurring, that he was incomprehensible, that he was getting lost on the White House lawn. You sat right across from him and you asked none of that, notwithstanding the fact that he had promised you he would be fully transparent about his health issues.
That's true.
You know as well as I do that there's a way of, you can say, hey, there's this poll on your age, or you could say, you just forgot that Jackie Walorski was dead. You asked where she was moments after watching a videotape tribute to her. You lowered the flags at the White House after she died. This happened 13 days before you sat with him. There is a way of pressing a man like that on the actual infirmities to bring it home to him and to the audience, and you didn't do it.
That's correct. I didn't. And like I said, I feel humility about my coverage. I mean, it's not like I was asking him his favorite movie or his favorite color. We were talking about Putin. We were talking about other issues of national importance. But yeah, I mean, of course, I've said, I look back at my coverage with humility and because I had then
Well, it
what I
wasn't
know
just
now.
that, though, Jake. It wasn't just that. I mean, you sat with him a couple of times in the course of his presidency, and these issues
No, I
were not
didn't.
pressed. Well, there was
No,
at least
I-
that time,
I-
and then there was the time at the beginning. And but separate and apart from that,
but Megan,
you
Megan, hold on,
covered the
hold on.
Biden's
I sat
presidency.
with-
No. Let me just finish my point.
I'm
You
just saying
covered the
I had
Biden
one interview with
presidency.
him during his. I had one
Okay,
interview
right.
with
And
him
it was
during the
13 days
presidency.
after the Jackie Walorski thing. But you covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seemed to be running cover for the president.
I don't-
You didn't
I
seem
don't think that's
interested.
true.
Well, I mean, we'll start with the Laura Trump issue that you referred. Here it is.
This guy's a
This
joke.
happened in 2020.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
Do you want to apologize to Laura Trump now?
I've already apologized to her. I called her months ago.
And what did she say?
I mean, I don't want to disclose the contents of a private conversation, but I thought the conversation went well. And she said, she has said this publicly, so I feel fine sharing it. She said that she would never mock anybody's stutter. She said that she would never mock anybody's stutter. But I mean, after we did the research for this book, and I realized how bad his acuity issues were, I called Laura Trump and I said, you were right. You were right.
She was totally right. She was totally right. She was totally right. She was totally right. She was totally right. Totally right. Totally right. Totally right. Totally right. When I watched that clip, and I'm giving voice to what a lot of people watching the show are feeling, Jake, I feel angry because she was right. And not only did you not allow her to make her comments, but you seemed to try to humiliate her. You had a hostility toward the position, but she was totally right. And
what's crazy too? He went to an Ivy League school. So he thinks he's really fucking smart. You know what I mean? He went, he's one of those people that went to like a Columbia or a Harvard. I don't know exactly what school. Look it up. Fact check me. I just know he went to an Ivy League school and all that. So, I mean, come on. Was he that dumb? Was he? I mean, he did the debate, right? He did the debate with Biden and Trump. Remember this?
What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 billion, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
When Biden showed us all, he lost his brain. That he looks like, that old grandpa that, is going through it. And you feel bad for him. I mean, man, I'm telling you, his wife, and then just the next week, I've showed you guys this before, but just right away, I think it was the next day or like 3 days later, she says this, you did good,
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Lied! Yes. So, Joe, I'm going to hand it over to you because we have such a great group of supporters.
His wife needs to get locked up, man. His wife, I know that sounds bad. She's a first lady and all that, but they need to go after his wife, straight up. And sorry, I'm going off topic. Actually, they can't even go after her. She's been pardoned, too. He pardoned a lot of people, man, with that auto pen. He went at it. He's sitting there while Trump's doing his speech. Remember this?
The president claiming Biden used a device known as an auto pen to sign them.
Who was signing all this stuff by auto pen? Who would think you signed important documents by auto pen?
The evidence for that claim appearing to come from a recent Heritage Foundation post on Twitter, showing differences in Biden's signatures in the Federal Register.
You don't use auto pen. It's number one, it's disrespectful to the office. Number two, maybe it's not even valid.
President Biden has not publicly remarked on Trump's post, and a spokesperson didn't reply to a request for comment from NBC News. But what exactly is an auto pen? Put simply, it's a device that uses a pen to recreate signatures or handwriting, even if the, quote, signer is not in the room. President Obama apparently became the first president to use an auto pen to sign an actual bill when he extended the Bush-era Patriot Act while he was in France, a move that caused a bit of a stir at the time.
Use of the auto pen must be directed directly by the president.
He gave everybody pardons, man. I mean, Dr. Fauci, he didn't deserve a pardon. I mean, you guys, come on, man. I mean, I feel like it's his fault. A lot of people died during the whole AIDS thing in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I had a cousin that died of that, man. I have another cousin that's living with it to this day. But they both had it at the same time. One cousin had money, the other cousin didn't have money or something like that, or one didn't have it as bad as the other. But the whole point is, man, my cousin Brian died of that. And it was sad, man. He died, he was funny style and shit. That's, to each their own. But he didn't deserve to suffer like that. He lost all his weight and was scabs all over his body and shit. I was like a sophomore in high school, man. I would get him his weed. I'd bring him weed and shit because I felt bad. He weighed like 80 pounds towards the end there. So I would bring him his weed. And I remember when we went to the hospital with him, and because back then people were scared as fuck, of how do you get this shit, and didn't really know. So I remember the nurse teaching us that, you can't get it. If the air hits it, it dies. And they're explaining all kinds of stuff because, a lot of people didn't even want to be in the same room with someone that had that. So, but yeah, man, that dude, you guys know that dude didn't even shut down. You ready for this? I think in San Francisco at one time, they had these right here, these bathhouses. So Fauci, look, remember the pandemic we just had, how everything got shut down? Check this out. He knew all these gay motherfuckers were running around fucking each other. Like at truck stops, all kinds of places. But he also knew they were doing it here at these bathhouses, right? He didn't shut them down. He didn't even, man, it's crazy. And back when I was younger, they were trying to tell us it was from monkeys, like someone fucked a monkey or something like that. Man, come on. After this whole pandemic we just had, it's, find that really hard to believe now. I didn't even believe when I was a kid. The first trip what first tripped me out, because you gotta remember, man, I had a cousin that I loved. It goes back to what I was saying before. You can fuck a sheep if you want, just don't do it in front of me, and don't try to tell me I need to be doing that. That's my cousin didn't try to, so I never saw him like that doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was a little kid, so I just, I looked up to him just as, he was an older cousin. He was like, I think he was like 10, 12 years older than me or something like that, man. I was a little kid, man. But by the time he got that and was dying, I was a sophomore in high school, or 9th grade. I was 9th or 10th grade, one of those two. But yeah, man, I used to bring him all of his weed. That's back when it was all Bammer weed, that brick weed. Sometimes that weed would taste like gas, or that shit was funny, full of seeds and shit. This was before, there was like fire everywhere, It wasn't common to have weed like it is now, not at all. That's, I can only imagine if I was growing up like that. That would be like a dream come true, man. Even though I didn't even start smoking weed really till I was, I think I was like 19. Man, I smoked in high school and shit, but I didn't really smoke it much, man. I was more into drinking. I was drinking a lot. So Jake Tapper and her, these two are grifters, man. They're all about their money. She wants to sell a book. He just sold his book. And his book just flopped. It didn't do good, man. He didn't sell shit. I think he sold like 52,000 on opening week, compared to, like a lot of other people, they sell like 1.2 million. Those are the numbers, for like the real best sellers. This dude only sold 52,000. Might sound a lot to up and coming, recording artists or something like, damn, I wish I could sell 52,000 albums. I hear you, man. I do, because yeah, that ain't even normal. That don't even happen really for like a lot of mainstreamers. They really don't, believe it or not. Not on opening week. I know you don't believe me, but it's a fact. It's not that common anymore. Physicals just don't get sold like that. But we're falling way off topic now. Sorry about that. Yeah, they're just grifters, man. They're doing it for the money. But Jake Tapper got like, I think $1 million, like $1 million advancement or something like that. So, or like a $500,000 advancement. So if you only sell 52,000 in your opening week with a $500,000 advancement, or $1 million advancement, or 1.2 million, whatever it was, someone fact check me if you want. I just know it's one of those numbers. It's not a good look. 52,000. I mean, he's definitely not getting no book. He definitely doesn't get a sophomore book. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was a recording artist and they call it the sophomore album, the follow-up, the second album. He's definitely not getting that, man, for sure. So let's see how she does. Her shit drops in October, she's saying, and I think it's gonna flop, man. I think I don't know. I just think she's full of shit. And how do you not see it if you don't see it? Unless you're full of shit, or you just didn't pay attention, or you just, you don't follow politics, and I get that. That's different. That's way different, man, if you don't follow the shit. But if you do follow it, and if you follow that shit and you didn't think she was like bullshitting you all the time, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't. Because she's proven it to you. She's proven me right now with this, the whole way I always felt about her. So yeah, man, that's that. That's her. That's some funny shit. But you know what? My sponsor. Let's talk about my sponsor, man. Don't forget about the sponsor, all right? Here we go. You ready for this transition? Ready? It's the same chair, different spot, but watch this. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Don Rob over here at Don Rob Flicks Take Podcast. I just wanted to remind you that, don't forget, we're being sponsored by these guys right here. So make sure you go over there, take a look at it. It's sicktv.com by Brother Lynch Hung. That's SICCTEEVEE.com. sicktv.com. Go there, take a look at it. Basically, it's a hood version of Netflix is really what it is. And there's also a merch store. You get some shit over there. So go take a look. Let's get back to the podcast. All right, so that's that, man. You guys got my takes as I was doing them. Elon and Trump, it needs to stop. Elon needs to think about our country, but even though, he's not originally born here, maybe that's what it is. He doesn't have that true love for our country. Because even if you hate Trump, You know what I'm saying? It's the way Elon's doing this shit. This motherfucker's, you know what it is, man? Anybody that he thinks has power, he tries to kiss up to him and shit so he can utilize the power. He's been doing it from day one. So, fuck Elon. That's my take on Elon. You know, he helped in certain ways. I think he fucked up more than he helped. Personally, is my personal opinion there, and I don't think they're trolling or anything like that. KASH Patel, I think he believes what he's saying, man. All the way down to Epstein. This right here.
And rigorous constitutional congressional oversight so that we restore trust. That's what we want to do.
I know a lot of people are like, no, man, no. I mean, you know, I didn't know he already tried to kill himself once. But that doesn't mean, you know, shit's being covered up. And to be honest with you, I don't know about you guys. I never even gave a fuck about this Epstein shit other than if there's little kids that were harmed. I mean, I do want people, you know, something needs to happen for that, you know. Little kids, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they need to do something with that, you know, but I don't think Trump's involved in that shit at all like that. I don't think, I definitely don't think he's involved in no kiddie shit or anything like that, man, or anything with girls like that. I think if anything, I don't know, I'm not, you know, let's just change topics. I'm not going to get into that shit because I'm not going to accuse our president of no shit. Yeah, this dude already has all kinds of people coming at him in many angles, man. Bullshit. So check this out. I want to take you guys into my 2 takes of the week. I mean, these guys are homegrown out of Sacramento. Let's do the first one here. All right, this first take of mine, he's out of Sacramento. You know, I've known him for, I think I've known him for probably about 15 years now, man, but I haven't known him for 15 years of like hanging out every day with him or anything like that, but I've just known of him. And then, you know, in the past couple years, you know, I've got to know him a lot better, you know, where we talk a lot more often and bounce ideas off each other and shit like that. He's dope as fuck, man. I think he has a unique voice. Unfortunately, you know, I've always said, and I say it to him, that, you know, live performances are important. And, you know, I know that he wants to do live performances and he's down to do live performances. But at the same time, you know, he's smart enough to know he's not going to pay to do any live performances. So, you know, but he will be on tour. I can't tell you when, but he will be on tour. But this motherfucker has a unique voice, man. To me, he has a very unique voice, man. And the way he delivers his voice, it's dope, man. He does a lot of his own visuals. He's his own editor. He does work with other, you know, film editors and videographers and shit. Him and I, I've edited with him, and you know, we're just recently he reached out to me, you know, to see if I want to do a video or two, you know, for him, and of course, man, I'm always down to do that. So, not for everybody, but you know, people that I think that are, you know, definitely talented or whatever, man. But no, he recently reached out to me, and that's not why I'm picking him though today. I planned on already picking him. Like I said before, if you've been following this, it's really hard for me to, you know, I can't just name everybody each time. I mean, I only name 2, and I do know a lot of people that I think are dope, man, and I think that need a real chance at music. But at the same time, some of these guys that are dope, man, they also have to realize that, you know, gone till November. That's very real, man. You got to hit the road. Got to hit the road. And I know this guy will hit the road. He would have already hit the road, but he will hit the road. Definitely, for sure. I'll make sure of it that he gets that opportunity because he deserves it, and he's part of Made Sick Music. That's another reason why. And I mean, let's just get to it, man.
I remember when I used to wish I was on a job. Wish that we could take this rapping shit back to 95. Man, I really wish that all the rappers I idolized would have never died. Wish that it wasn't all about dollar sign. Wish that I could have seen Pac and Biggie live before they demise. They immortalized. They ain't never had a shortage of rhymes. Back in the day, when my favorite rapper wasn't a star yet. Used to be hella used to pop the tape in the car deck. But I was the DLC, would have never gotten that car wreck. Like it's the only tape that we all get. Hate that you was right of your potential, but still he's essential. see, I miss you. I wish you got to see your kids grow. No, for sure. If you was here, would've persevered, would've did more. For the culture was slips, you would've lived more. I admire all you accomplish and everything that you did for your community, unity, a thing of beauty. When I point out the microphone, I wish the crowd would sing it to first date. My people had to fight. Copenhagen Bay Area wasn't no gray area. It's either black or white. Father, protect us from this cross-dresser, cause he ain't playing fair. We say our daily prayer, hoping that God bless us. John Singleton tells the story of Franklin Saint, who funded a war, community destroyed, but he was making bank. The CIA was the jackpot, now the drugs on the blacktop transformed. Hip-hop is the new crack rock. Man, they make it hard to find a hope. A different war, same people with the same plan. It's just a different kind of dope. Thanksgiving's a lie, and the 25th day of December. Cover the kids' eyes, cause they televising their gay agenda. Don't forget September 11th for the day to remember. Disguise their plan, throw their stones and then hide their hands out. Revelation's coming, I'm thumbing through this Bible. Little niggas ripping and running, yeah, they young and suicidal. They just live their life like ain't no rules to follow. Finish the last of the brews and fuck it and through the bottle. Breaking the glass, cash, he's making it fast and steady. Every breath that he takes feel like he taking his last. Right, I said that's just the way it had to be, bastard. He never heard a thing, but when you see the murder scene, you say, damn, whoever did it, nigga, had to be plastered. Barbecue, that's what we probably do. Whenever TA and Miller get the mobbing through. I'm problem number one, Miller problem two. Yeah, never stood, hella proud of you. Get up out the hood is what we trying to do. Fuck driving the coupe, bitch, we trying to fly the coupe. While you puffing on lies, said I like to the truth, and I won't leave until I'm setting a fire to the booth. Man, let me slow down. Here we go now. Never late to the brothers on the yard doing life, man. I hope you get a date. The prayer that I'm saying over my dinner plate. If I was ever misunderstood in the past, let me reiterate. I travel down the crookedest path until I get it straight. But please don't judge me. My enemies still love me. Turn my pain into shit.
Featured on Brother Chung's Season of the Sickness 2. The single was called Viral. Lynch featured him.
Yeah, I was blessed with a gift, but I'm cursed with it too. But what's the worst they can do? It's only one person that really got your back, and the only person is you. They drank all the dope. Shit, I don't know the worst of the two. It's the only way I can cope. Like, what's a person to do? But you gotta be aware because them niggas will hurt you. I was always a square trying to fit in a circle, smoking and drinking purple, keeping company that ain't meant for me. Next thing you know, I'm 20 years old in a penitentiary. A place that was never meant for me. No way to escape, but they gave me a date, so I'ma get home eventually. You make a mistake, you folks will try to give you a century. For centuries,
all right, so, you just got my first take. TA, make sure you go out. Make sure you, go download his music, man. After you download it, after you pay for his music, make sure you go stream him. But download him first, man. Pay for his downloads first. Go follow him on his socials. Go watch his videos, man. Go watch his visuals that he puts together for you, man. This is his work. It's from his mind, which, man, I respect that, man. And it's not just that he does that, man. His flow, the way, his whole style, man. His style's dope, man. So go check him out. Unless you already know who he is, you're probably like, oh, good shit, man. You're giving it up for TA. Hell yeah, I'm giving it up for TA, man. The motherfucker's dope. Let's get into the second one. This motherfucker, man, I'm telling you, he, damn, I'm out. I got cotton mouth too, but it's okay. So he's driven, man. He's a driven motherfucker, man. He's talented too. He has his own style, he has his own vision. He hustles like a motherfucker, man. He acts like he has that Bay Area hustle, and I'm not trying to. I hope no one takes offense to that, man, in Sac, but it is different in the Bay. The Bay is different than Sacramento. If you grew up in Sacramento, we always, wanted to make sure everyone, looked at us differently. And I'm telling you, after I've been living out here for the past decade, the last 10 years, people move quicker out here, man. It's just different. They move quicker, just like they move different in LA. So things are just different, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying, but this dude has like that Bay Area hustle in him, that Bay Area drive in him. He has talent, and he has his own vision. I mean, but the thing I like a lot about him, man, is his hustle and his drive, and he doesn't give up. He does it his way, and sometimes sometimes that could be hard for people around someone like that when someone's, set in their way. But the thing is, I respect him for that. And I know that everybody that knows him respects him for that same thing. It's just, it's just like, if you have like a, younger brother or something or something like that, and they're just not, they're set in their way, but this dude being set in his way, he's doing it right. And, he's already capturing a lot of attention. And I have, my own little personal stories of him. Sometime I'll get into them, I'll tell different ones, but I'll tell you one right now. I'll tell you two. The first time I really, I think the first time I really, met him, where I kind of talked to him a little bit and shit, and felt like after this time of meeting him, I kind of knew him. I felt like, that's just how I felt. I'm just saying. But the first time I met him in person, it tripped me out, man, because he had a Bible in his hand, and I had this whole, I had this whole, vision of what he would look like in person. That's just how it works, I'm no different than anybody else, and I'm not like saying like a fan or anything like that. It wasn't like that, but, I just, from just, because I didn't, everyone else, Lynch and just, just everybody else, man, that I know, that knows him, they knew him when he was like a little kid. A lot of them did, not all of them, but a lot of them did. They knew him when he was a little kid. I didn't know him when he was a kid. I didn't know him. Those guys, I mean, I've told you before, man, I didn't know him when I was young, but the whole point is, so I meet him, he has a Bible in his hand, and he's just hyper as fuck, but in a good way, you know what I'm saying? Just a hyper dude, man, and just motivated, and then I'm talking to him and shit, and then, I'm just, we're just chopping it up, just talking and shit, and, but long story short, man, I always have kept tabs with him, off and on, since then, and, like I do with some other people, and, I'm following him, watching what he's doing. I'm seeing what he's doing, man. And he's putting in work nonstop hustling to sell his merch, getting the merch and getting a lot more merch than the average person, and going out and grinding to sell it. I mean, doing like trade shows and just different ideas of how to sell his merch. And I respect that. I see him doing that. And just as somebody that, meaning me, somebody that's like, in the business world and, does attend, trade shows like in Atlanta and Vegas and Orlando, places like that. I respect, and, I respect when I see someone thinking outside the box and you see them like doing these like different ways of selling the merch. I respect that, like treating the merch game, like almost like, it's a live performance game too within itself, to where, and he's right, to where you could go set up somewhere. You could go to you can go to your local flea market. I mean, there's so many things you could do, but that's what I'm talking about, that Bay Area hustle in them that is just different, or not even really the Bay Area hustle. I shouldn't even say it like that, man, because I know me, the way I grew up, and that's kind of the hustle I've always had. It's an entrepreneur mind. It's an entrepreneur way of thinking. It was just because I've talked to you guys about how I grew up, and we could talk about more some other time. It's not what it's about right now. The point is, that's probably a big thing for him is, how he grew up, and he just has a hustle in him. And plus, it's genetically in him to do what he's doing. It's so genetically in him. He's, he took on the name, and to some people that could be controversial. To some people, it's not. For me, I've already told you guys, man, I didn't really grow up listening to that music, man. I grew up listening to, different music. I grew up listening, more to like Too Short and Spice One and, The Click and, and then, getting into, like, even before that, Big Daddy Kane, shit like that. But I'm talking about in that time period, I was really listening more to who I just said, a lot of E40, a lot of Spice One. Then, of course, Tupac, man. Tupac came out the scene and just blew it up, blew it up in a good way, man. And, He was. I mean, Tupac was fucking dope when he came out, man. I mean, he had every motherfucker, every white kid, every Asian kid, every Mexican kid, just everybody, man. He had every Middle Eastern kid, every, Jewish kid. He had everybody like playing his music with their windows up. Motherfuckers loved Pac, but I'm not comparing this dude to Pac at all. I don't even know why we just got into that. So let's jump back to him. Point is, it's genetically in him. I know where I was. It was genetically in him, and it is genetically in him to do what he's doing, and he's dope as fuck. And I think everybody needs to give him an extra ear and an extra eye, and really pay more attention to him and support him more. He's tight. Battle tested him a few times. I've hit him up like, you want to opened up for Lynch, and it wasn't, it was more Lynch's idea, so I want to make sure that's clear. Lynch loves this little motherfucker, man. He ain't a little motherfucker. I shouldn't say it like that, because make sure you follow him, make sure you support him, make sure you download his music, make sure you pay to download his music, and then stream his music, because this motherfucker, I'm telling you, if he keeps up to what he's doing, and as long as he has the right support, he can blow the fuck up. Little Six.
You ready to kill or die? And I suggest you get your stupid ass right back inside. Some niggas gon' vote, some niggas gon' slide. But please keep in mind that we are on the same side. I follow the code of the creek. It just might be my demise. Follow the flow with the beat. When I ride, it's recognized. I follow the flow with the beat. When I rhyme, it's recognized. I had to put one in the air to keep my mind at ease. Trying to shake off the curse, but it follows me. All the people I hurt, the pain swallows me. Look at all the people I hurt, the pain swallows me. I had to put one in the air to keep my mind at ease. Trying to shake off the curse, but it follows me. All the bridges I burn, the pain swallows me. Look at all the bridges I burn, the pain swallows me. Olympics. Skip forensic cause they know who did it. It's Lil Six, you know the flow is sick. They knew we know Brody missing. 666, the opposite of timid. The type to start and then the type to finish. I can't get no pass for snitching. Your hands bloody, ain't no use of bitching. Quick to flip cause you was used to switching. See, that's the huge difference. One day you thugging in the next civilian. Chasing clout for the recognition. I'ma stick to bar glitching. You keep lying about them cards you flipping. Telling tales of how your heart diminished. Lifting rails and make your arms twitch. I don't ever need my heart replenished. Sing this music and how your mom's tripping. Now you ready to have the law tripping. I forgot you was abroad and this thought you supposed to be hard and shit. They say I'm sick, I take the compliment. Cause they knowing who the hardest is. The type that'll make you slaughter pigs.
Lil Six to be exact, nigga. Hey. Hey, I hear my name being mentioned. I'm pulling up with a heat check. If you gon' play the game, pay attention, stay away from rejects. I'm a microphone vet. Some of you niggas just getting your feet wet. They gon' fast forward your verse and rehearse to rhyme, make it bleed at. Lil Six where the ease at. Sick, babe, believe that. If you don't have no lyrics, I don't wanna hear it, don't want your feedback. I can tell you ain't no gangster from your spirit, and I can read that. This should go Racimo plus Shimo and it's pure gas. If you tell a nigga some boofing, he come back, nigga, that's your ass. Hit him up with the tear gas, I don't fear fast, let's get cash. Switching up the fit fast when I hit lash and shift pass. I don't care if they get mad, I'ma still spaz and still smash. Look, I'm who they looking for. It ain't no secret, I'm a creeker, so don't look too long. I make them sick like when they miss a hit of that fentanyl. I spit it raw, me versus yours, nigga. Send them all. Nigga, I said send them all. I spit that shit that'll make your skin itch, creep and crawl. And I'm appalled if you think the prince wouldn't sick them all. Decapitate a head, try it on just to rip it off. Yeah, nigga, I'm on that sick shit. And it's okay, no KKK, but I still whip shit. Come and get your fix, use common sense, don't be a dipshit. I had your bitch fiending for that sickness, jerking stick shifts at 6, nigga.
You know, I've always said, you gotta sew up your own backyard, man. And I'm not trying to act like I know everything, but that goes in any business. You know, if you open even just like a brick and mortar business that's outside of what he's doing, outside of music, you have to own your own backyard, meaning, you know, everybody around you that lives around you, you need to try to get them to do business with you. So in this world, you need to own your city. Your city has to all know who you are. And then you work your way outside of your city. And then you keep working your way outside until you kind of gone till November, until you're gone. And you're doing it. to me, I believe that he has sewed up his city, and now he's moved in towards the Bay, and people are knowing who he is, and even out towards LA, they're definitely knowing who he is. So, and I know that he has fans that are like in Phoenix, and because I see them, you know, and there's some of the same fans that, I got cotton mouth, man. You know, there's some of the same fans that I see, you know, like, you know, in other areas. So he's doing it, man. So make sure you follow him, make sure you download his music, give him a shot, man. And after you download, then stream. But that's it, man. TA and Little Six, both out of Sacramento, California. You're sleeping if you don't know who they are, man. I'm telling you. So make sure you learn them. And if you already know who they are, yep, I know, man, they're dope, right? All right, man, I'm out.